the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, apparel partner 656, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and esports partner Aimlab. I'm Universe, and with me I've got CCV, the real one himself, and we're going to be giving you the entire story of today's second matchup. The 8 p.m. game is M42 Esports going up against the mighty TEAMXO. Now, this is a David versus Goliath kind of a matchup that's going to be coming in front of us. And CCV, I want to know your thoughts because I'm pretty sure that you have, watched both of these teams, but you know, if you know the story, you know what's happening here.
The story is pretty simple here. Today we got done and dusted with Group A, the final best of 3 of Group A, the one which happened at 4:30, Velocity up against Salt Esports. That got over. Very unfortunate for Salt Esports right now. They couldn't make it. They couldn't win a single map against VLT, and they couldn't make it through in the playoffs. Now, Group B, it has 2 best of 3s remaining, one of which is going to be Exploit against M42. Now, the thing is, this BO3 isn't too important in terms of if you're looking at the overall standings, but however, it is necessary for the teams to fulfill their personal vendettas or, to fulfill their personal journeys. For the side of M42, well, their story is pretty simple. So far, in Season 3 of the Gauntlet, out of all the 16 teams we have, M42 is the only team that hasn't won a single best of 3. Their players have performed, but still no BO3 win. Players' performance, it goes on all over. I mean, we have seen so many great performances. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's bring up the MVP standings because everyone wants to have a look at who have been the utmost top players so far. And we have a new name in front of us. We have, well, obviously, as we have a look from the leftmost, we have the post. We have Deathmaker. He's gonna be here. He never changes. Deathmaker remains at the first position, especially after today's game, still maintaining an average combat score, still being the only person maintaining an average combat score of over 300 after playing 7 best of 3s. Insane numbers right there. Paradox up into second position. And then we have Strix from SATUL after their win that SATUL had. Oh, sorry, not their win. After their final best of 3 loss that SATUL had against God Particle, Strix had a great performance, even though his team lost. And yeah, now, he's into the playoffs and he's still in the standings.
Yeah, that is good for Strix individually, but SAUL, well, their hopes and the dreams hanging the balance of playoffs on the shoulders of Team Valor, who, by the way, are going to be facing M42 in what I believe has to be tomorrow's matchup. But that
Yeah.
is going to probably conclude the group stages. Let's have a look at the group standings once, though, before we do, talk about what today's matchup is going to be, because everybody has finished up their matches. It's only Exploit. It's only. Oh, wait. Valor have actually finished up their match. Wait.
Um,
Wait, what?
Not completely certain what's the case with this. If that is the case, we'll have to confirm with the backend team. But if that is the case, well, congratulations for Valor. They're there. True Rippers as well here. But okay, let's focus on the teams at hand right now. We can focus on the mid-tier teams and teams qualifying. For now, let's focus on the teams that are playing. Team Exploit, yeah, they don't have to worry about anything. No matter what happens, they're still going to stay in second position. They've had 2
Yeah.
losses. However, they've managed to secure second place, and I think they'll be satisfied with that. They already knew going up against TEAMXO was going to be a very difficult ask already, not to mention another BO3 loss that they had. So finishing up in second, not at all a bad result. They'll be plentiful happy with how their regular season has gone, and obviously they'll be looking forward to the playoffs, as every single team will be. M42, very simple storyline for them. They have to end it. They have to end like their entire season on a high. Like, so far this season, again, we can see the numbers, it's not been the best. They've given good performances, but time after time they've been shut down by one team or the other. And that's the thing, they have a chance. It's against a team which is severely going to be like you mentioned, a David and Goliath scenario. However, M42 can prove us all wrong, kind of like how in Group A, Reckoning Esports, they had a good upbeat end to their season after a rough patch early on. Similar situation can take place for M42.
Yeah, well, it's all about them registering their first win and
Yeah.
probably their last win as well, if things go like what they would expect it to be for M42. But I've just got word from our producers and the backend team that Valor had actually played the game against M42 Esports off stream earlier, and they have won that match. And that's the reason
Oh.
why we see them on that third position. And they are going to be qualifying for the playoffs fair and
Yeah.
square. So SAUL, unfortunately for them, they are going to be, out of the competition in the run for the playoffs. But hey, they're still going to be alive for the next season. But forget about all of that. Last match of Group B coming up now. And the first team that we've got in front of us, Team Exploit. Let's have a look at the boys from Pakistan, who are the top dogs here, who have been one of the most dominating teams around. How are they going to be lining up is exactly what we see on our screen. 5 great players with they've even got one of their players, Shaka, as well added onto the roster. Pokemon is another great one who is a part of this lineup. But these guys are
Yeah.
an absolutely amazing force to be reckoned with, that, give a tough competition to every team, including the ones that are above them right now on the table, and that is TEAMXO. They've done a great job, to be honest. And the side of M42, well, they need to be a little careful about how they approach this.
That is true. The thing is, M42, in terms of approaching the players individually, they have a lot to work with. Versatility runs in the blood of all five of these players. Okay, Shooter, I mean, obviously, he's the star of this team, the primary entry fragger and stuff. He's going to be playing the duelist. But other than that, looking at the players, they are extremely versatile with the agent types they can play. Like you were mentioning with Shoika, he played the Astra, he's played the Sage, he can play controllers, he can play Sentinels, and the same goes for someone like King as well. He can play Sentinels. There have been times he's played a controller as well. So that's the thing. All of these players, depending on the map that has been selected, they can interchange between their compositions and they can interchange between their personal archetypes of the agents that they're playing. Their overall composition may be similar to what we can always expect from the South Asian region, at times double initiator, double controller, even double duelist to an extent, but it's the players themselves that will keep on rotating, that will keep on spinning, and for M42 to predict that exactly which archetype is going to be picked by which player, that is very difficult, because in doing their homework, what exactly are they thinking? They can know for certain that Shooter is going to be aggressive. I mean, everyone knows that. If you've watched even a single round of TEAMXO matches in any tournament, you will know that. But for the other teammates, that's the thing that M42 Esports will have a bit of difficult time adjusting to, at how exactly are we supposed to approach the rest of the roster, not just Shooter himself. And speaking of the rest of the roster as well, having a look at the player spotlight, I want someone from it can be anyone. It can be Shooter as well, because he has been explosive. So let's have a look at the player spotlight, and it's actually going to be Pokemon as well, the secondary duelist. He hasn't had a lot of appearances in this roster. However, the appearances which he has had, he's made a considerable impact, being like a consistent performer overall, and he's definitely managed to get a lot of attention pulled to himself using his plays and using his blades.
Yeah, he's been a consistent substitute who has been a great impact for his team when they need him to be there. He will take the place of the Jet. He's even played the initiator at times. I remember having seen him play the Sky role when HSB wasn't available, and he's pretty good. I'm not quite. I don't think he's going to be playing today. I think it's going to be the normal fight that we've been seeing: King, Shooter, Soulmate, Shaka, and HSB. But yeah, it's nice to see that the substitutes as well are going to be shining in the spotlight. Hopefully from the behind. I think he's going to be supporting his teammates from the back lines. And yeah, let's have a look at who exactly they're going to be facing off against, because a team like M42, with the potential that they've had, they really haven't translated it to a victory just yet. And that's kind of demeaning, because 6 straight losses. They've picked up only a couple of points, even in the losses that they've had, 2, 3 at the very max. And
Mhm.
I really hope that in the next time that we see them, maybe in the gauntlet itself, who knows if they qualify from the qualifiers yet again, because they're definitely not getting out of the relegation zone. Even if they win this, they come up with the revelation of a form.
That is true. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they have registered for the qualifiers for season 4, and hopefully we can see them for the sake of all their fans and for the sake of the players as well. But looking at this roster right now, yeah, we saw them. It's been a while since we saw them last here at the Gauntlet. Their last match was about 2 weeks ago. So, and that was against God Particles. It was a fairly close affair, mind you, except for the one map of Ascent. But other than that, M42, they put up great numbers. They went to 24 rounds of regulation, 13 11s, 13 11s. So their last showing was good. And again, this has always been the thing with teams who are up and coming, that early on, if they're fighting the big dogs, such as if you look at Group A, if you look at Group B, there's so many teams. When you talk about big dogs, if you fight them, yeah, you're gonna have a difficult time early on, plain and simple. There's no denying that. But after that, once you move on, once you keep on improving, that's where things can take a turn for the better. And the only sad part is things may take a turn for the better for M42 quite late into the season. Like we've said, they've lost 6 they've lost 6 best of 3s, and looking at their performances overall, it's not been the best. Hopefully, like we've been saying, their final one can be a victory, and they can defeat a team of a caliber such as Expert has, arguably the best from their country. But who is going to be the player from the side of M42 who will have the spotlight shown on him? Which one of these players has had the most meaningful impact? That's always the thing with the player spotlight that I love. It's not just going to be the kills, it's going to be the impact, and it's going to be emo. In terms of his average combat score for an initiator, it's good. Again, as an initiator, especially as a Sky, you have to have a lot more of situational awareness rather than just mechanical skills, because you've got to make sure that all your utility is being utilized to its fullest potential. That being, like that being the regrowth as well, the flashes, and all, and obviously the trailblazer for getting information for trying to execute onto the bomb site. So you've got to worry not just about the opponents but also about the location of your teammates, especially on attack. On defense, yeah, you can play just with a single person. You can say with the duelist, the primary duelist of your squad, and you can pair up with them. But on the attack, you've got to hold down a lot of fort. You've got to make sure you have all 9 other members in your radar. You have all 9 other members in the server in your mind as you're doing whatever you want to do. So Emo, he's gonna definitely be playing a big impact, and he's going to be playing a big role, a very influential role, heading into this BO3 and heading into all 3 of the maps.
Indeed, he is. I think as the initiator, he needs to be, on top of his game today if he's going to try to even, a little bit move the side of exploit, because they've got a great set of players themselves. And Emo,
Yeah.
well, with the kill stats that he's got and with the average combat score, he needs to boost it up a little bit today in the last match. And let's have a look at what exactly is going to be the maps, because I would expect in the sense to come out of M42. That I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that that's kind of the ground zero for them. Let's see if they've gone for it. Oh, it's actually Exploit who've gone for
Oh.
Ascent. Okay. M42 with Split, that's kind of expected. I've seen them pick Split a couple of times now. And to finish it off with Bind. Now, this is an interesting map pool here, except for Ascent, which, well, it's like, eating breakfast. I do it every day. So it's just not that exciting, Ascent. But M42, they've gone for that split pick. That's something I like. Bind to finish it off is also all right. We see it quite a bit, but Bind is an interesting map just because of its dynamics of teleports and all that. No mid, but Ascent. Oh, we're going to have to start off with the one map that we all
That's
love to hate and hate to love.
I'm sure the same can be said for M42 as well, not just because of the fact that they're against Exploit, who love this map, but also because of the fact that, yeah, we can see that M42 aren't the most potent on this map individually. Like I said, the last time we saw them was against God Particles. And against God Particles, the side of M42 lost in a pretty one-sided manner. It was a 13-3 score on this very map. So one can only imagine the atrocities Team Exploit are ready to, instigate once they head on over to the server and once the match has started. So that's why Ascent, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like an open and shut case. M42 will absolutely certainly be looking forward to Split. That's where they can get the one map in, and Bind can be a toss up. After we have seen the performances of the players over the course of 2 maps, then we can give a better judgment on the map of Bind. But yeah, Bind, like you mentioned, always a very unpredictable set of unpredictable map, with which leads to a lot of unpredictable set of events that take place for either one of these teams. But for now, Ascent is the focus, and I think that everyone will be focusing on the side of Team Exploit. I think they're looking extremely strong here, like they always do, and I think it should be a bit of a one-sided matchup, considering that M42, unless they've improved, which I certainly hope they have, they learn from their mistakes. Like I've said, it's been about 2 weeks since they've played here at the Gauntlet, so they've had a lot of time to work out all the kinks behind the scenes, to make sure that all of their mistakes have been rectified, mistakes that they've made in the past against various amounts of teams. And once they've gone through that, now they can focus on being a better squad and rebuilding themselves from that point forward. So that's the thing about Ascent, but well, only one way to find out what happens there. And before we actually jump into the game, we can certainly jump into the agent selection screen and we can have a look at the compositions that these 2 squads will be going for. Already we can see that Venom has gone for the Astra, and again, Hyper is back on the Jet, no changes there. Again, similar compositions as we've seen previously from this roster. I think they're going to be going for a double initiator. I think that's always what they go for. And apart from that, looking at Team Exploit, yeah, they still have a lot of chances, but I think even they'll be focusing a bit more on double initiator.
Yeah, it kind of does look like it's Soulmate. Probably would want to go for that KO. I've seen him play before. They have, experimented a bit. Okay, Soulmate, he's gonna lock King out of the Sentinel role. And King, a raise? Maybe a Reyna if he wants to. No, he's gonna go for the Sova. It's gonna be the exact same lineup unless Emo wants to play around with us with that chamber. Not going to be the case. Only difference
It
being,
is Killjoy versus.
yeah, that's what I was going to point out. The exact same
Yeah.
difference being we have a Killjoy going up against a Cypher, and we're going to see how that affects it. I honestly, I'm a sucker for Killjoy on Ascent. I think that Killjoy on the map of Ascent is a lot more potent than any Cypher play, just because of her utility, because of the angles that her turret can cover. If you're an A, the Killjoy can not only take care of A main, but also A short at the same time. Her
Yeah.
alarm bot gives her a lot more cover, that adds on to the extra amount of, utility that she's got that not only, makes the enemy vulnerable, but also gives that information in case they try to step in. And nano swarms, of course, they're beautiful. They give damage, they literally rain down hell upon you. And her ultimate, well, there's just nothing like it in the game. You have to get away from it unless you have a Sova ultimate to counter it, or a shock dart lineup basing on wherever you are in this map. But I think that a Cypher, there's not much to Cypher unless you find a dead body. Information, yeah. Camera, yes, I have to agree. But I have to, let's jump into the game while we're talking about this, that, that I feel like the tripwire on Ascent is kind of a little too weak compared to what the Killjoy offers. What are your thoughts, though?
On the map, again, it's just different for different maps. Again, Cypher can be a strong suit for say Breeze. There Cypher obviously holds far more of the market share than compared to Killjoy. Killjoy is practically not seen a lot of the times. But other than that, yeah, Killjoy versus Cypher is always going to be a topic of discussion, a topic of debate, as right now Hyper has gotten pretty hyper right there. He pushed up all by himself. He can fall back, he can heal himself. And TEAMXO, they were looking to take the initial gunfight. Both the teams were, as a matter of fact, and now they've backed off, as Expert are still looking for mid control, but then now going back to A lobby. So again, they're giving up the market control that they got for almost no charge whatsoever. There was no one from M42 looking there, and TEAMXO just didn't want to capitalize off of that. They're going for, and they're looking for a split push towards the A bomb side. Here we have Emo in that generator wine corner. King is pushing for him. Emo spots, and the Sheriff gets one kill. He's got 3 bullets, 70 HP. Oh, he runs out of bullets. However, Venom's in the bomb site. He's holding it down. Even he dies. King with the follow through, and it's still a 2 versus 2. Rix, the garage door hasn't been closed. There's the jet passing through, or there's the Sky passing through, and that's going to be the Sky no more. Shooters all by himself. The spike hasn't been planted. He's going for the fake. The thing is, he only has 40 HP. So he's got to find kills pretty darn quickly. Otherwise, just isolating gunfights, it won't be good. He spots one. But that's going to be Rex getting his 3rd kill of the round. And that's going to be M42 successfully delaying and stopping this execute that Expert were looking for, and winning the pistol. Pretty important.
It is pretty important. And now with the first win, M42 are looking at a little bit of a push towards the B main, if need be, if Rix is looking for it. Nope, not going to be the case. But side of TE will be pushing towards B. They've got 4 players here, 2 of whom are going to be going towards mid, 2 towards B main, holding down, as Hyper with his Marshall is looking to fight off against Shooter. Both the Jets dash off, but not too much done towards the side of Hyper. But Shooter has eaten a little bit of damage.
And yet again, Team Expert, they're looking for the map control. They're slowly pushing up. This time, they're here on mid. This time, they're here on market. The only thing is, the gun disparity is far too common. That's a great wall bang right there. Hyper had tagged Shooter already, and now he finishes the job. The Marshal will be retrieved, but then again, not a lot of instances to use that, especially when you're looking to execute, unless you hold the backstab, unless you hold a long angle. King with a spam fire. Team Expert, they've chosen to take this extremely slowly, and given that they have upgraded pistols, it is a decent enough reason. But then again, you're against Spectres in full armor. I don't think a lot of progress can be made. They're pushing into the B bomb site. They'll be against 3 defenders. So the spike has been dropped in no man's land, and that's only a single kill for Soulmate, as every other member from the side of M42 wipes things up. Sam and Venom, they get the final 2 kills, and that's an anti-eco done and dusted. So only with a single casualty, that's done. M42 can go for their bonus. They are off to a great start. Exploit now. They can use the guns. They can buy full armor. rifles can be utilized, and they've got to make sure that they don't give this bonus away to M42, because M42, they're looking good, but this is the round that Expert can start, you know, instigating their own round wins and just initiating those plays.
True. Now M42, they need to be careful. This is the first buy run coming in from the side of Exploit, and they're doing the same thing that they've been doing the first 2 rounds. They take a lot of mid control, and that's kind of customary from them. Hyper might want to spam down a couple of bullets through that mid region, and here comes Emo. A little too aggressive, but he finds the success on the back of it. He's got support as well, and Venom is going to add on to the misery that TE are going through. We've got the side of Global, forgive me, Team Exploit on the backlines, 5 versus 3 right now. And they are going to be A-okay. M42. A great bonus could be on the back of this. All they need to do is now hold on the lines. They don't need to push anymore.
And that's exactly what they will. M42, this, you know, style of being aggressive early on, peeking the angles, trying to win the duels, it's working. And the only question one can ask is, what will happen if it doesn't work one day? But for now, still working. Shaker on 3 HP. Emo's there. Even Emo dies by the hands of King. So the pinch that was being held, the crossfire being maintained on Garden, has been extinguished. The spike is still rotating over from A main, so it's going to take another extra 10-15 seconds for that to come back, as Hyper picks up the Phantom. He's checking the angles. 20 seconds remaining. The execute. The spike will go down. No issues with that one. The only issue that Team Exploit may have is with the post-plant positioning, because Shaker with 3 HP, yeah, he's got to stay under heaven. And one stray bullet, and that can be the end for him. M42 are ready. They are not going to... They're just going to use all of their time. Going to, you know, cut the pie, check all the corners, and then initiate the retake. Hyper still. No spam fire through. Again, one stray bullet, and that can be the end. However, yeah, they're taking their time. Only now does the jet peak, and only now is the pressure getting more and more intense.
Well, time is of the essence here, and is the best friend of the side of TE, but Sam, he finds one. Shaka gets one trade back. Now all he needs to do is stay alive, but he finds a kill as well. 3 HP on this man, and he might have just done enough, and Sam, he has to get back around that looked like it was going to the side of M42. Is now turned around as TE. The 3 players play on the patience game, and they find a great round.
Not only have they found a great round, they may have found a great weakness for them to... for them to exploit. Haha, I said the pun. But nah, again, jokes aside, the thing is, Exploit have realized that if they can take side control somehow and then plant the spike, the retake can seemingly be a bit easy for them as long as they keep on delaying the members of M42. Because M42, their retake takes up a lot of time for everyone to get into positions and for everyone to, you know, actually go for the retake and start taking those gunfights. So Exploit may have realized that, and I think, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're going for a 5-man push. It's going to be delayed instantly as Hyper gets the kill with the operator. Still, all the attackers are pushing through. They are looking for the refrag, and they are going to find that. That's going to be Soulmate with the kill, but again, he's on 5 HP. Side control may have been taken. M42 have to be rapid about this. They can't waste another bit of time. They need to find a solution to this Killjoy lockdown, and in order to try and destroy it, I don't think it'll happen. They're spam firing it, but no, it's going to use all those seconds. It's going to force off the defenders. Not only that, it detains! What?
No!
Oh my god, M42! This is not how it's supposed to go.
Well, they're gonna come back,
no.
but
Yeah.
damage is done. They've taken advanced positions now. Hyper with one. King is gonna hit back, and that neural theft, it doesn't matter. Time has gone far too much for them to get back into this game. Or has it? No, it has. It most certainly has. A little bit.
The operator as well.
Yep. And they're gonna lose their weapons. Sam, is he gonna survive? Yes, he will. He gets away with just a couple of inches of his life. As M42 find another great... forgive me. Exploit find another great round.
Again, like I said, I said that they just needed side control. In this case, okay, to be fair, the Killjoy lockdown came in clutch. Not only the Killjoy lockdown, but it was 4 players. It was a major blunder from the side of M42, and there's unfortunately no way to sugarcoat it. That was the problem. We used up so much time, and just everyone was in bad positioning, because not only did it force back the members of M42, it allowed Exploit to take those positions, to take that bit of map control and, you know, be more aggressive. And that was the thing. That was also a big factor. Now M42, even though they only have one rifle, Sam is making great work with it. He gets 2 headshots with the Vandal right from the get-go. So Exploit, what seemed like an easy, you know, like eco round for them to win, has now been converted into a 2v5. Is what's happening with Exploit right here. They were looking so good in the full buy, but in the thrifty semi-buy round that M42 have gone for, Exploit, with their full armor, full rifles, have completely fallen apart.
Yeah, they most certainly have. Team Exploit, well, they've got 2 players left, and is it going to be enough? I'm not quite sure. Shaka, he is coming up towards short to maybe help. He's got Emo on the other side, and this eco is proving out to be a great one for the side of TE, but both of them hit back. Soulmate and Shaka, they might just make this work because there's no weapons being picked up by the side of TE. Forgive me, M42. And that might just be their disadvantage. Pistols are not going to do the job all the time, and it's down to a 2v2. Emo, he's got a Sheriff to work with, and it's all easy. He's been spotted out now as well. And Shaka's going to find him. 5 versus 2, make that 2v1. And now it's all up to Riggs. He's got a Spectre to work with. They know that he has it as well. Where's he gonna go? Heaven, clearly the option. Door's closed, so they know he's coming here. The cage is gonna allow him to jump down, and they know this.
They're well aware. 6 HP, 26 now. Oh, he does get 1. However, Soulmate finishes things off. I'm not gonna lie, still, again, both teams, you know, it's not up to the mark, not up to the level we'd expected them to be. Hopefully, this is just, you know, the early jitters of a best of 3 that they're going through. And by the time the second half rolls around, even the second map, you know, whatever happens there, they can fix out and they can iron out all these mistakes, because now, right now, it's not looking the best. Right now, we can see a few, like, for the M42, I still can't get over the 4-man Killjoy detain. Then it was Exploit losing 3 members right out of the get-go, like right at the start, with not a single refrag. Thankfully, the final 2 surviving members, they managed to win the round for their team. But other than that, it seemed like a very done and dusted thing. It seemed like M42 could have gone and could have taken the round for them. So yeah, teams, you know, looks like, you know, we have a slight technical timeout by the side of M42. Hopefully that can be resolved as soon as possible. But our teams may be taking this timeout to make sure that everything is fine and everyone is okay and everyone's on the same page. Because now we're back up to guns, we're back up to rifles, and ultimates are starting to roll around as well for the players. You can see Exploit, they've got the Hunter's Fury. M42 on the other hand, they have the Seekers alongside the Cosmic Divide. Oh! Okay.
Amazing shot to get that first kill. That's gonna give the side of TE. I mean, it doesn't even matter, to be honest. TE have been on the lower end of men in the beginning of a round for the last 3, but they won it out somehow. That is a great sense of achievement that they're having. Ooh, Shooter actually spots out Hyper. Now they know that the operator's actually rotated away, and this ultimate from King, he's looking to find value, but he's not going to. None at all. Bricks around the corner with the Phantom. Could prove to be dangerous, but he's got a flash coming in. Blinded, and he's not going to be able to find anything. Shooter takes him. 4 versus 4. They're moving it towards the A side. The door's going to be broken down. Another flash to 4. HSB to find if any players around the corner. None found. Venom still on Heaven, though. The A side is going to be taken control of unless Ema has something to say about it. He will find a blind King, and he will find a dead King as well. As M42 take back the man advantage. In the 4v2, the plan will go down, and here comes the retake.
Yep. They have done that. So Exploit have again planted the spike. This is where M42 usually, I'd say that this is a weakness of theirs, but they have the man advantage. They can make sure that they don't make any mistakes right now. Venom sneakily pushing up, and Soulmate is checking this angle. He can get plenty kills. No, he won't get any, as it's going to be Shooter with a spam fire. But even he gets nothing out of that. No resources whatsoever. HSB is good for 1, but that is all that Team Exploit will get out of that 3 versus 4. A single kill and 3 casualties on their hand, as M42 still aren't out of this. They get a successful retake done. run. They win their duels, and a lot of this is just going down to the duels that teams are winning or at times losing. Soulmate, big kill that he missed out there. Shooter as well, he was going for the spam fire through the wall. HSB, he got one, but nothing more. So Exploit and M42, they find themselves yet again in a weird position. Team Exploit are far more struggling in this scenario than the side of M42. M42 is actually looking good, and one can expect them to end this half, I'm not going to lie, possibly on a 7-5 if they keep playing like this. And with this eco round on our heads, I don't think Expert will be able to do a lot. Operator back up on Hyper, always deadly. Well, yet again, it gets the initial kill of the round. That is also, again, I believe 3 rounds consecutively that Hyper has been getting the initial kill for his team. And we all know, watching FPS shooter games, no matter which they are, that the initial kill matters a lot for your team. And yet again, it boosts up the chances of M42 winning, as if they won't already boosted, considering Exploit have classics in their hands.
Well, M42, they've got the upper hand for now. They can take the lead. Shoot it. Oh, Sam kind of misjudged that shock dart. Emo, oh, turns around, gives a 180 headshot to King. As the rest of TE moving towards B. Hyper missing that shot, uncharacteristic of him. But he's got a player close up, and he's actually coming close. How does he not hear it? Soulmate takes him out. And now they've got a weapon to work with. HSB with another kill as well. But there's nothing more they can do. Both HSB and Shaka fall, and that's going to be the up achieved. And that is number 4 for the side of M42 as they move up another, take the lead yet again.
Yeah. Now, Exploit, they've got to make sure, like, this is when damage control starts flooding in. This is when they've got to make sure that that operator in the hands of Hunter, it can be shut down. Right now, Hunter, and more specifically Shooter, they've been having, Hunter's having a good day of his own. 6 kills, 6 deaths, completely fine. Shooter, on the other hand, not what everyone watching would have expected from him. So, again, just a bit of a quiet day. It can get better as soon as you go on defense, as it always does, especially on the map of Ascent. We've always seen this happen with, like, jet players and, dive agents, that as soon as they go on defense, something just clicks for them and it starts working. So hopefully that's the case. Right now, Shooter is still going to be the person making initial contact. There go the Seekers. Hyper's got to fall back a lot of steps, and he gets damaged alongside Emo. Goodness me. So Exploit, they have side control in a great manner. M42 members are tagged, and they're going for the retake. Look at HSB with the spam fire with the Vandal. That is going to be 2 great kills from Venom before he has been traded out. Shooter is still looking for that. It's Jet versus Jet. He's got to go on the classic. No, he's still reloading. He spots the head. He doesn't get a kill. All down to King. 1 versus 3. He knows the positions. He's checking the angles. He's speaking them. He can isolate this gunfight. There goes the shot dart. And he gets it. Okay. Sova versus Sova.
King, he needs to be careful. Oh, look at that!
Oh my god!
Never give up.
Okay, that was a weird exchange of positions, but King, he somehow finds himself in out of the POV of Sam, and lucky for him though. Sneaky from King. Look at this. They just stand next to each other like, brothers in arms. And then it's King to come out on top. 4-4. We're going toe and toe right now. There's nothing separating these two teams, and to be honest, M42 are doing really well on the map of Ascent.
M40 certainly are. What seemed like a done and dusted map is a much better performance, and yet again, Soulmate just beating these angles. He had the support of HSB as well, but these initial kills is exactly where M42 are excellent at. They're just winning so many of these duels, and look at that with the Marshall. That's another headshot. Expert need to figure out a way to stop this. Either they just commit to 5-man pushes every single time like they did in the previous round, but even that can end up in 1 versus 3 scenarios. Thankfully for them, King managed to survive that and win that for his team, but that won't always be the case, as right now, okay, 3 versus 5. Still a 3 versus 4 it's been converted into. The spike is at A lobby, and M42 aren't using any of their utility. Looking at the utility on the side of Team Exploit, they can use a lot of the initiative utility, but they don't have anyone to, initiate the execution. They have lost their, primary fragger. Shooter's gone. So who exactly is going to be the person making initial contact? The 2 initiators well, they have to use their flashes, their recon bolts and whatnot, the owl drones. So it may as well be the Astra using a Cosmic Divide, then pushing in. Yeah, it's going to be Shaker, who doesn't have a lot of work to do. There go the flashes, there go the recon bolts, exactly what I'm saying. And the King, oh, he gets a double. So great, and that side control back up again for the side of Exploit.
Indeed, 3 versus 2. More than enough time to get the plant, and more than enough time to find themselves a little bit of positioning upgrade. As you can see, Shaka, he is going to find the upper edge on a Sam. And Rix, well, he's got the Vandal in his hands, but he's not got anything else. No kills, no information. HSB finds him easy. That's going to be, once again, the side of TE taking the lead. 4-5. And I am not quite seeing how exactly this match is going to end up. Maybe overtime. Do you think we're going to see it? I know it's too early to ask, but...
Ask me this question after the first 3 rounds of second half. Then I think we'll be able to give a better judgment, because honestly, second half is where it's all at. We're going to see a big shift as it happens on Ascent, with individual player performances in a micro manner and on a macro setting as well. A lot is going to change as soon as round 13 rolls around. But for now, these teams can still look forward. Round 10 is here. We are reaching double digits. And okay, Expert are actually going for a split B push. We haven't seen a lot of these. They've already focused a lot on A. Now they're going on B. Rix is through with the spam fire. He's getting tagged. Everyone from M42 is here in terms of reinforcements. There's one on boathouse. Sam has got to stay alive. He misses a few of his shots. He can't get a single kill. Unfortunate. He was the sole anchor on the bomb side. And now everyone from M42 has got to fall back, because they know this retake is not worth fighting for.
That's true. A brilliant round from the side of TE yet again, as they've taken 2 kills and straight into the B side they go. And another likely victory, because the save has already been called in. And you can see it. You know, the one thing was the way that they entered the site. Venom was just caught off guard. There was nothing he could do about it. And every small little victory that the side of TE can find in moments like these is exactly what they need. Small little cupcakes, you know, baby cakes.
You mean mini cupcakes?
Yeah, mini cup. I mean, it's a nice name, you know. Baby cakes is a nice name. I love me some mini cupcakes or baby cakes.
I've eaten regular cupcakes. Again, it reminds me of the clip from The Office, you know, which is like mini cupcakes, which is like a mini version of cupcakes, which is already a mini version of a cake. Like, it's just, you're just decreasing in size a lot.
Don't you think baby cakes sounds better than mini cupcakes?
Unless you have a visual representation of that, I would be a bit weirded out. Unless I can see what it looks like a small red velvet mini cupcake or a baby cake. If I can see that with the description, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But otherwise, it takes a solid 15 seconds for me to think.
Yeah, I cannot believe we're talking about cupcakes in the middle of a timeout between such an intense matchup. I'm hungry. Clearly.
We have to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk about food. Food is tactics. It only keeps you alive. And talking about food, there's something that goes with it. It's called Red Bull. Go ahead, scan that QR code and grab yourself some.
Absolutely. And right now, you know, M42, they'll be scanning through all of what they've done in the past 2 rounds and making sure that they don't make those mistakes again. And for the side of Exploit, well, at the very least, they secured 6 rounds consecutively. Sorry, not consecutively. They have secured 6 rounds at the very least at the end of this half. So it's going to be a 6-6 overall split. And which I think they'll be completely satisfied with. It's on the attack on the map of Ascent, already not the best. If they can get majority, if they can get 7 rounds on board, all the better for them. But honestly, even a 6-6 will be something that they'll be glad with doing. Right now, they're still looking for a sort of 5-man push from the A-bomb side. And a lot of reinforcements are coming in from M42. We have plenty of people on Heaven and 2 on Garden as well. But they have given up side control. There was no retaliation early on. It's just the retake that M42 are planning, and this can be again a bit dangerous because we know M42's retakes don't always work. Right now they've got the neural theft and they've got the cosmic divide, but the neural theft needs a dead body to get the info from. Well, don't mind me, they get two very quickly. There goes the cosmic divide. Exploit will be using that killjoy lockdown, but M42 have side control and they're still pushing through looking for more. That is unless King has to say something about it.
Well, let's find out if M42 can make this retake happen. King, he's been on a roll today, and he is going to be further on. Emo finds 3 though, and Rix is going to get the last one, but do they have enough time? It looks likely. M42 cutting it real close. They're going to have it with almost 2 seconds to spare. M42 find number 5. Unexpected, but Emo got it back for his team.
Yeah. So looks like again the tactical timeout worked for the side of M42. You know, they got what they needed. The retake was good as well. Again, plenty of hero plays, plenty of kills. Again, like you mentioned, Emo, absolute hero play right there with him getting that 2k. The killjoy lockdown, again, it was a very expensive round, not just because of the guns but also because of the ultimates that were thrown at it. But then again, that was the penultimate round of the first half. Well, now we're going for the final round, so it won't even matter what's the case with the credit economy or the ultimates. Now you just throw everything you've got pretty much, and then second half is where the things are. Exploit at the moment still playing it very passively. Again, we can see the spike always goes over. They don't have a set location for the spike, although we can see that they have a far better preference for the A bomb side. They always, yeah, they have been preferring this bomb side a lot more. And yet again, it's going to be a free bomb side that they will be taking. So M42 are back up playing for the retake, but the thing is they only have the cosmic divide to play with, other than quite obviously their guns and their abilities to kill people. So the spike is going to be planted and we divert back again into a 5v5 retake.
Well, they exchange weapons here. Hyper, he's up with the Phantom as Rick spots out a couple of players, tags him as well. But the recon, it's not going to be taken out. A little bit of a oopsie movement there for Hyper. And here's TE finding themselves capitalizing on every single moment as this half is going to end 7-5. Shooter with the last kill. That's going to take the side of TE on the defense with an advantage of 2 rounds.
Alright, so yeah, good stuff for Exploit. M42 now. Like we've said, Ascent wasn't going to be an easy pick, but honestly I'm very impressed by M42. And if this is how they play on map number 2 of Split as well, then I can like certainly with like of my full chest, I can say that yeah, okay, I'm ready to see these teams in the qualifiers of Season 4. I'm ready to see them play out and, you know, get that spot back in essentially in Season 4, you know, Group A or Group B, depends on the seeding. But yeah, if they are improving like this, well then great. And right now, it's going to be M42 who is ready to execute. The only thing is the spike has yet to be picked. It's still an attacker spawn. It's been pinged multiple times by the teammates, yet no one has picked it. So I'm not completely sure what's going on with the spike. I guess they're just looking for openings at the moment. And yet again, the initial 3 rounds are going to matter a lot. I believe because Exploit have the momentum from the previous like round of winning that, plus they've got the majority rounds and it's their defense, it's going to be, you know, like their pistol that they can win. But M42 are utilizing a lot of their time, and the thing is, the more time they use, the more utility both the teams are using as well. So they execute that happens, it's going to be a pretty bare bones one with just guns and, you know, kills left, right and center.
Yep. This pistol round is going to be really important for the side of M42. And they are looking like they want to finish towards B. 4 players here, 1 towards mid, 3 on main. As Sam is trying to sell out a fake. Not going to work though. Oh wait, actually it kind of has. Shooter has made his way towards A. And now he immediately realizes it and he's running towards B. Shaka, great pistol choice at this range, but Emo! He just run and guns into his face with the
30 seconds left.
And that's going to give M42 a bomb site that they are going to take with no casualties. 3 versus 5, a retake looking really unlikely as Riggs is probably going to blow off Soulmate's head. Yes, he will. HSB will get the trade, but I think this is done and dusted here, CCV.
I have to agree with you. Unless these two players they pop off entirely, which is highly unlikely to happen again. Look at the ball. Oh my god, the recon bolt. Goodness me, Hyper. Just tracking through the wall. Going for the spam fire, going for those shots. And right now, yeah, HSB all by himself. Can't really do much. He's got 100 HP. He's been spotted out. He gets one, but that is that. Emo yet again. The person securing the round, securing the dub for M42. And I've been proven wrong. M42 are looking good in their pistols, and that is always a great quality or a great characteristic for any team to have. The fact that you can win those pistol rounds and obviously the anti-ecos that follow up with them as well. So that's good because now they can equalize and neutralize the round count. They can bring it back to a 7-7. Exploit aren't taking any chances. They are fine with a 7-7 scoreline. In this round, just a Marshal and one Sheriff that we can see. Other than that, all classics. So they are saving up for next round. They won't mind giving this one up just so they can buy full armor. Exactly what they did in round number 3 here in the first half. And at the moment, yeah, Exploit just defending down the bomb site and holding all the angles, knowing that the attackers have to end up in their crosshairs sooner rather than later.
M42. They are not really being as aggressive, even though they know that they won the pistol round. They have the better weaponry. They're being careful about the way they approach this. They're giving the side of TE a bit of respect. That's good to know. But too much respect can also be a thing. But the thing right now for the side of M42 is that they're making the right decision going towards the site where there's nobody available except for one turret. And the other two defenders who are supposed to be on the site are actually towards short. One of them is already rotating away.
And right now, yeah, with everyone rotating over again, yet again, it's the free bomb site. So both of these teams, I mean, in this case, you can't really blame Team Exploit a lot because, yeah, they've got the classics, all that's happening. M42 just have the better guns. But yeah, both these teams are relying on the retakes, and at times that can work, but at times it can also be a big stab in the back and a big pain in the back as well. As M42, oh, the spam fire is going for it. He found one kill, but yeah, his performance already has been great. So the next time, I mean, unfortunately, the next time we won't be seeing M42 in a spotlight, but yeah, he can definitely be, you know, the player spotlight, the person. Emo has been the player making a lot of those plays and making a lot of stuff happen. Again, that's the second round consecutively that he's gotten the triple kill. So Exploit are fine. The round got over. They got a couple of kills here and there. M42 are looking like really they are in their stride. They've got to keep on continuing this. They just have to focus on the next round, like Exploit were in the previous, in their own eco. They were focusing on the next round. The same case, but the teams have been swapped. M42 get through their bonus, get as many kills as possible. If you want a 5-man push on A, go for that. You know, do whatever you want. But it's the next round that they should be looking forward to, because at the moment they can still try and deal a bit of damage on TE's side, because a lot of the members only have half armor and rifles on.
If M42 are moving in towards the AO shooter, he's been spotted out, but he sees one XL and he's gonna get away with a kill. 19 HP on him, but Rix has already found the trade. HSB, the one person who could heal you. What? Shooter! The timing on that, absolutely perfect. He knew exactly when to shoot. That's exactly why his name is Shooter. Pun not intended indeed.
Yeah, and right now, alright, again, it's the bonus round. Really wouldn't advise using the Seekers, but okay, they're sticking with the Execute right now. Shaker's right here amidst the gravity well, and he gets the kill, drops the spike. King is there, and again, Shaker with the second. So, was it really worth it using an ultimate that you could have used in the next round when you had guns? I would have advised against using those Seekers, but alright. We go into this full buy, no ultimates on board on neither one of these teams, just guns, armor, and your primary, secondary, and signature ability. So that's completely fine. Not a lot of issues there. And right now, the thing is going to be for the side of Exploit that Yeah, they just got to hold through this round if they want to extend their lead. M42, they've got to win this one because this round is pretty influential right here. Because of the fact that how the economy can be damaged of the either one of the teams that loses. And right now, Hyper, he's back in his stride. He gets the opening kill. HSB is gone. That's one of the initiators out of the board. So no more Trailblazer, no more flashes, and no more healing on the side of TE anymore.
TE need to be careful. They don't have
Out of
their
charges.
healer, like CCV said, and that's going to be a problem. But Rix, he wants to be another bit of an issue here for the side of TE, but he gets taken down as the side of TE equalize 4 versus 4. And in this kind of situation, it's always the one thing that I know that the attackers have the advantage because the defense spreads thin. But
Yeah.
is it going to be enough? All 4 of them have huddled up towards B here, and they're going to be rushing straight in towards one man, and that's King. He is going to have support in just a couple of seconds, knowing that there is going to be an attack here in the form of Soulmate, who's running straight in. Might just find his first kill. No, he's not going to. King will, though, before he goes down, but Hyper's found 3. That's going to mean B-side opened and a retake coming in for the side of TE. Is it going to be successful, though? We're going to have to find out.
It's a 2 versus 3. Someone needs to pop off from the side of the either Shooter or Shaka. They've got to get those kills. There goes the flash, the guiding light. Shooter spots a few of the members. He's going for the spam fire, but everyone's playing passively. He has to be the one initiating these duels. 8 HP. He dashes back. And he's got the support of his teammate, but he's got to start peeking. Shaka's present as well on the boathouse. Shooter peeks, pre-fire, and he doesn't get the kill. That's a 4K for Hyper. He may as well... Nah, Venom gets the final. I don't think Hyper's going to mind not getting the ace. I think he will certainly be glad that M42, not only did they survive this round, they won it, and with majority numbers, 3 members staying alive and no kills in that retake. So again, retake being the weakness of these 2 teams, Exploit, they may look forward to going for a 2-1-2 split. 2 on B, 2 on A, and 1 playing near market or mid, even garden. To a certain extent, they have to play something like that because Exploit need the best amount of numbers to hold off a defense or to hold off an execute, sorry, not a defense. You know, like fakes, predicting fakes, right now, you can't think about that. Right now, get back to the basics, and like I said, 2-1-2, try to hold off the attackers as long as possible. Try to buy enough time using your utility so that your teammates can come in. And those teammates, they've also got to be valuable. They can't lose the retake. Like we just saw, you know, Shaka and Shooter. Like they didn't get a single kill, which is not the best. Even if they don't win, they still have to prove their value in a scenario such as that.
Yeah, that is true. We've got a small little tech boss come in over here. Shaka has disconnected, but he will be back in just a bit. M42, meanwhile, have been holding on to their, you know, blow for blow kind of a situation. And Emo, honestly, him being in the spotlight has showcased himself in the best way possible. 17 kills he's got, 8 deaths, and 5 assists. He's on top of the board. And he's been doing a great job for his team. Venom and Sam, well, they are supporting with their utility. They've been doing a good job themselves as well, in terms of at least support. And that's good enough, because Hyper and Rix too are just popping off. The one thing that the side of Exploit need to be considering is how do they finish off this match without having any more casualties? Because this round is going to be an eco for them, which means the side of M42 are going to be taking away the lead yet again. Unless we see another Thrifty come in, which is going to be a little bit difficult at the given moment.
Yeah.
But you can never count out the side of Exploit. They're that good. M42 in the very last match of their TEC Gauntlet journey in the group stages look like they want to pull out a win. And they're not backing out. They don't care that they get relegated. They don't care about any kind of group standings right now. All they want is to win. And that's the mentality you need to go in with.
Yeah, that is the most dangerous mentality. I'm not completely sure which caster said this when he was alongside me. It was for a Group A match. That's what I remember in the Gauntlet. That a person is the most dangerous when they have nothing to lose. And yeah, that's the same theory that can be said for, and that's the same statement that can be said for M42 as well. They don't have anything to lose. They're gonna play the qualifiers next season, regardless of what happens in this BO3. They're gonna get relegated. Might as well try their best and give a great fight, or even try and etch a win against possibly the best team out of Pakistan right now. And you know, out of the second best team in Group B here at the Gauntlet. So they can certainly try that, and they are not backing down, and that's great to know. And if they can keep on this mentality, you know, let's take the hypothetical that, okay, even if M42 lose on the map of Ascent, if they can keep this mentality on the next map of Split, and they can keep on playing like this, we're going to have a very entertaining match on our hands on Split, because that is a map that M42 like to play on, that they are experienced and well versed with, on the contrary to Exploit, who are well versed with Ascent and already have a lot to deal with on their platter right now with this 8-8, perhaps even a 9-8 score. So M42 are looking really good. It's Exploit who's got to make sure that they live up to the standards right now, as we're still looking to fix this technical issue, which should happen in the next few seconds. But other than that, yeah, M42, they are really been on the up and up. They're finding those initial kills, and that's mainly it. Because they find the initial kills, Exploit, you know, they get in a position, or they get in a scenario where they're like, all right, lads, what exactly do we do? Should we put all our members, you know, near A where like one member died? Or should we still keep a 2-0-2 split? 2 members on A, 2 members on B. If Team Exploit can A, find good pushes, or like, sorry, find initial frags, that can be great. Or play passively, wait for the attackers irrespective of the bomb site that they're hitting. Because M42 are a team which can hit either one of the bomb sites. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Previous round, it was B. Now the spike is over at A.
Eco round for the side of Exploit. They want to give damage. And Shooter is looking for it towards mid. Nobody to face off though. Side of M42 are split across B and A. No mid control, and that's gonna give a little bit of a problem. Look at Shooter. Oh boy. Shooter and HSB are causing to be a problem here any second now. Rix is probably gonna get his head blown off. No, he's not. He misses, but he's got HSB. He sprays down both of them. And now this is gonna be a little bit of a problem. HSB throws in the flash, goes in for the peek. He's gonna get a headshot, but nothing more. Random trades it out. 3 versus 3. This eco is turning out to be a great one. And look at where Soulmate already is. How is he here? He finds one.
My God.
He finds two.
Spike
Oh
down,
my God,
attacker
Soulmate.
spawn.
Have you ever seen anybody in this position, who, by the way, is a defender, with a Bucky?
That's a thrifty.
What a thrifty
That-
it has been. Dude, Soulmate, no man, no. He is sitting in his opponent's spawn. He pushed that far with a Bucky. He's sitting in that corner which we've never seen anybody sit in. And he finds a 2K there with a shotgun that has no range
With
whatsoever.
the worst, with the worst out of the 2 shotguns. This is, honestly, I expect this kind of stuff in like deathmatch from like people who have nothing better to do and who won't take like sheriffs and operators like any sane person would. This is what they do. But you know what? Fair play, Soulmate. Unlike my deathmatch games, I won't rage at him. I'll only just be like, you know what, that was for the best. Because again, look at what it resulted in. It resulted in a 50 round for Exploit. Exploit now whom? They can go for the big boy guns. They can go for the operators and all. Hyper used his ability, used his ult, the Blade Storm. All of those blades are now gone. And that forces M42 to fall back from A. The spike is going over. But this is good from Exploit. They're not rotating manpower over. The people on B, they're still there. Don't move out the bomb site. No, don't go near defender spawn. Stay in B. Stay near boathouse. The spike is going there. Exploit have just got to make sure. No, Sova goes back. King, he's got to stay in B because the spike is there. And this just leaves Soulmate all alone. So not going to recommend that. Yeah, just stay in the bomb side. That's the best case scenario for Exploit right now. 2-1-2 hold, stay there. You know your opponents don't have the best of guns. Take long range gunfights and play on the basis of that. This recon bolt is going to be great. King gets 1 kill. Sam gets the trade onto HSB. However, that's the second wall bang we have seen with the Odin. And King is not going to stop anytime soon. Nor are his teammates in winning this round.
Enemy remaining.
Well, as you would expect, King and his Odin have been a deadly combo. And a 3k for him is equal to number 10 for the side of
You must cultivate
Exploit.
a sense of calm.
And they've taken a 2-round lead now, and that's exactly where they wanted themselves to be early on as well. It might have taken them a bit, but Exploit are finally in their groove. M42 need to be careful. They need this round on a must-win basis. They have economy on 2 of their players, but that's not going to be enough. They need this round in any case or scenario, or else they're probably going to give away even match point.
Yeah. That's the thing. This is again a pretty influential duo round for the side of M42. They've got to secure this win here. More so, they need the opening kill. And look at Shooter. Oh yeah, he won't get the opening kill. He gets 1 kill, and look at how he falls back. He doesn't want any more business right now. So that's done and dusted on the B bomb side. The spike is still over at A main, and M42 are looking for the execute. They've found a lot of information. Soulmate is also going to be spotted out under Heaven, and the Hunter's Fury may as well be affecting him. Well, even if it does, Expert are still building on the lead that they have. Hyper is looking to get in, and he kills the person with the Odin. So that is great for the side of the attacking. Well, for the attacking side, that's obviously M42, because now they can infiltrate the enemy's base. They don't have to make a lot of sound. They're just going for the fake. Now it's going to be a B execute, and they have Shaka isolated. There is no support for him whatsoever. He's all by himself, and these 2 attackers, they can do a lot of work, but they just have to focus on that. Emo with that brilliant simple headshot onto Shooter, and now Shaka, he has a lot of work to do. He spots one, he's all alone, and he won't be getting any kills, so it's a 2 versus 2 retake on our hands right now.
Well, this 2 versus 2 is going to be proving to be the most important for M42 to not let this retake go down. Information given, they know where both these players are, and there's the Killjoy ultimate. Soulmate wants to take no chances, and Hyper, he's going to go down to HSB trying to push up. A little too heroic for his own good, and that's going to be TE without even entering the site. Have taken over what they know to be round number 11, and potentially, I feel, round number 12 as well, because this defuse is going to confirm them getting number 11. And once that happens, with the little bit of extra money that the side of M42 have got from the plan, I don't know how much they can buy in though, but I want to have a look. Oh, they can buy in actually. And they will buy in. It's going to be a little bit of a drought in the terms of maybe utility on a couple of players. A little bit of armor that is going to be half bought. But apart from that, M42 have a fighting chance, and this is their last one.
Certainly is. And yeah, one can say that, okay, it's the opponent's pick. Even if you don't win, you know, you gave a great fight, but M42 are close. And I mean, more closer than anyone would have expected. I genuinely was thinking something similar to, you know, what the score was against God Particles, 13-3, 13-4. But against a team such as Expert as well, if they have given a performance like this, I am looking forward to seeing more from their roster the next one forward, as right now Expert is still very comfortable. We can see that Venom is got the Vandal, and he's not pushing up anytime soon. Neither is his Nemesis, who has, well, to be fair to him, he has pushed up a bit, but he's just behind the triple boxes right now, and he's not really doing a lot. As M42, they're just looking for information, and they're just looking for map control that they can get without a lot of gunfights, because where they are taking gunfights, they may lose it. Oh, look at Shaka, he's pushing through top mid. He may spot a lot of members. He sees one, and he gets the headshot. Again, excellent positioning. Can he fall back? He gets another. Shaka is on a roll right now. That's the third. That's the headshot. That's the spike drop. And this may as well be the entire map done and dusted, because M42 in their full buy, they've only managed a single kill, as Shaka by himself gets 4.
Match point.
Oh man, that was a heartbreaking round for the side of M42, but Man, oh man,
I should probably
Shaka.
some style.
What a great round from him. Stepped up at the right time, a 4K for him. And he's done absolutely a brilliant job that probably might have just put the side of M42 in their grave on the map of Ascent.
Get out of my way.
King throwing in a couple of utility arrows towards B main. Expects somebody to be there. As Hyper, he does have his blades out. All in or nothing right now. That's the name of the game. Here's all the ultimates that they can deploy. Everything that they've got. They got 4 of them. And there's gonna be Soulmate finding one. No, he walks out in the open. A little too aggressive for his own good. A shooter trying to get away over here into that cubby corner, checking if somebody's there, but nope, not gonna find anybody.
Spike planted.
Expect somebody to be towards B main. And this 4v3 might just prove to be a little problematic for them.
Again, everyone knows about their location, everyone knows they're here by the shack, and they have to clear out the person in B main who is buying even more time. So Exploits have a lot of angles to check, and all the angles they're looking forward to, they're being punished for it, and that's going to be M42 on a weird-ish buy, not the most expensive buys. They didn't have the best of guns, a Bulldog here and there, Spectres, but they get a lot of value out of it. They get the operator, they get rifles, and they can buy up armor for the next round. So that is well and good. Exploit, they have 3 rounds to play with before it goes into overtime. Overtime has been secured, but I don't think Exploit will be looking for that anytime soon. They don't want to deal with it. They want to focus much rather on just getting it done as soon as possible. And this round may be the one where it seems highly likely. Either this round or the next to next one, because if Exploit lose this, we can see the economy hurting even more, and we may be able to see a sort of eco or a semi-buy from their side. So right now, oh, Rix, he was trying for the crouch peek, he was trying for the slow peek, but he has been punished, and yet again, it's the defensive side who get the opening frag of the round.
M42 are looking to be alive in this map of Ascent, but losing one of their main players, Rix, who has been on a roll so far, is going to prove to be a little bit of a problem. And King with this big bad weapon towards mid, the Odin, can spray down literally anybody and everybody. 2 of them are there over there towards mid. That's Venom and Emo. And here's Shooter finding them hitting on towards the B main side. Sam has been silenced as the side of M42, one after the other, keep losing their players. It's up to just Venom, Emo, and Hyper to find these kills. And they have found positioning. Ding! He's gonna go down, not before giving damage though. Hyper gets another. Suddenly a 5v3 becomes a 3v3, and it's all up to Shooter. He runs away, he's got support. HSB finds 2, and he finds the 4th. 13-9, and the side of TEAMXO finish up, close business on the map of Ascent with a 13-9 scoreline. A little bit of a hard fight that's been given to them by M42, but in the end, they stabilize, they find their way. That's going to result in them winning out their map pick. What a game that has been. It went back and forth until round number 17, 18. And then it was the side of Exploit to come out on top, find themselves their groove, and then they just rode on until the sunset came down onto the waves.
And the thing, again, I'm mesmerized by, I mean, not just the description you gave of the sunset and all, but also because of the way how HSB just ended that entire map with that spray transfer, triple kill, a headshot to lock it all off, and a 4K to end a map. You know, it was absolutely lovely. You know, we saw plenty of 4Ks, we saw plenty of amazing plays. You know, speaking of all of the plays, I want to watch them again. So let us watch them again. You know, let's call up the highlights and let's have a look at all of the frags, all the headshots and everything in between that we saw from this matchup, because it was really great. Early on, M42, the fight they were giving to Exploit, they were not, you know, giving them a second to breathe. Nothing was being given. Exploit had to snatch their way by the bare bones, winning these rounds. Everyone died on their side in their first full buy, as we saw. But the spike blasted, granting Exploit their round win. Even after that, the retakes weren't completely working. And like you mentioned, a back and forth is the best way to describe the first half as well. And right up until the end, all of the rounds that we have seen.
Yeah, I think the side of M42 gave it a great fight. I really thought they might as well, just jump the side of TE and find this Ascent map for themselves and maybe give themselves a victory, a first step at least towards a victory. But it looks like it's probably
Yeah.
not going to be the case. They've taken away the map number, the map Ascent from them, TE, and that was their home pick. Never too late to try and put down your dominance. But what great round it has been from King, to be honest. He's been an absolute beast of a player, starting off with rounds like these itself. I believe he is on top of the leader scoreboard for his team. Yep, he is with 19 kills. King, not the MVP, but most certainly the highest kills from his team. Impact definitely given from the Sova main as Exploit, they're going to be thanking him and every one of their players for this amazing victory. The last match for both of these teams is an intense one. At least it's turned out to be an Ascent. We're going to have to find out how it goes down on the next one. I'm not quite sure if M42 can prove to be a danger like they are on Ascent on the next map, but I really hope that we, end up seeing a map number 3.
I mean, just thinking about it from a theoretical perspective, of like from the past results, I think M42 at the very least they're going to give a close fight like this. We may even see 13-10 or scorelines as close as that, contrary to just the 13-9 in like single digits and all. I think it's going to be another close affair. Which team do I see winning? That's tough to call, because on one hand, yeah, sure, M42 look better on the map of Split, but then again, Exploit, their performance has been good. They are the second best team in Group B for a reason. They have been having great performances, and this map win will only add to their portfolio later on. So it's tough to judge who exactly will be the winner of the map of Split, but I think it's going to lead into a similar way as we witnessed with Ascent. We can see map number 3, but at the same time, it can be done and dusted on map 2 as well. Speaking of things that come in twos and come in pairs, well, that was a great double kill right there from Soulmate. And now we can have a look. So yeah, he was the MVP after that, probably because of the Bucky kill. Riot decided, you know what, let him have the entire thing. But no, it's the average combat score. He had great average combat score, and everyone from Exploit, consistent performances. The only thing was, yeah, Shooter, just a bit of a quiet day, not exactly what you would expect from him. I want to say hopefully that changes on the map of Split, and for the sake of Team Exploit and for all of their fans, it desperately should. Because if we have a look at over to the M42 roster and what they've been doing, yeah, Hyper with a 20 kill, just absolutely obliterating the opposing team, and alongside Emo with the 20 kills of his own as well. These two guys, they have been putting in work, and if they keep on doing that on Split, it can lead to severities for TE.
Yeah, it has been a journey and a half for M42 in this entire, gauntlet, but it has to finish at one point. And whether or not it's going to finish with their first and last one, we're going to find out. But until then, we're going to be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with this matchup between these two teams. It's not going to deter, in their positioning, but it will show us who is going to finish off with the stronger note. As TE look to finish this off 2-0. Let's find out in a couple of minutes as we be back with the Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 3.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. legendary products, precision engineered, for speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back everyone to LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Crucial with our apparel partner 656, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, esports partner Aimlab in associationship with Red Bull, and well, we're back. Final best of 3 of Group B. Well, the final best of 3 of the regular season is right here in front of us, and that's the thing, universe. That so far how this match has gone between the side of M42 and Exploit, it's been an extremely close affair, and we may see it getting heated up even further as we head down over to Split. The first map, it got over 13-9. Team Exploit, they won their own pick. Do you see the same happening for M42 as we go on to map number 2?
I would say that Split is probably going to be something that, the side of M42 are going to struggle on. Given that Exploit are pretty good on Split as well, but it all depends on the first half because M42 are the ones who picked up Split, and whether or not they're going to be able to find their way across the finish line here is a question for them to answer with their agent selection, because we're going to be going into that pretty soon, and I'm really interested to see whether or not they're going to be picking up that raise, because I'm not too confident with them picking up the raise. I think they're going to go for that Sage lineup, and that's something that I've seen them do multiple times. But yeah, let's see how it all goes down, because Exploit, I've seen them play on Split. I know what they play like. They are dynamic. They are defensive at times. They switch up between their plays. They are really, really meticulous. Well, as we head into the agent selection, let's find out what we got on our hands.
Right, so right now, again, yeah, Killjoy is going to be, again, Killjoy Cypher doesn't really see a lot on this map. Sage is far more the common pick if you're looking for a double sentinel. Otherwise, Killjoy is certainly going to be a go-to. We can also see Sam going to the go-to initiator on this map. That's good to know. Breach is still prevalent. You know, a lot of people, they still pick Sova here. We've even seen Sky, but yeah, Breach, for him, it's truly the map of Split that he's good on. That and certainly Fracture. But other than that, Astros have been chosen. So similar compositions so far. You know, we don't have any major changes. Soulmate is going, well, HSB has chosen the race, so it's a double duelist confirmed from the side of, it's a double duelist and double controller confirmed from Expert. Pretty interesting considering the fact that they have no initiator on Split. I, I'm not going to say I'm not going to lie, it's interesting. Then again, for the side of M42, well, they've got the double duelist, so that can lead to interesting propositions of its own as well.
Yeah, it most certainly can. I think that this lineup from both these teams is going to be interesting to look at just because we've got a Breach and we've got a Viper as well. There's a Raze on either side, there is a Killjoy on either side, and there is a Jet on either side, along with the Astra. So,
Yeah.
up or down, given the situation, I'm not quite sure who it favors, but the Viper and Breach, you know, difference that comes in is of, well, first of all, they're clearly two different agents from two different agent pools of controllers and initiators. As we jump into the game, we'll talk about this more. And I want to know from you, CCV, do you think it's going to be good that we have a Breach on Split or a Viper on Split?
Considering Team Exploit are on defense first, it makes sense why they've gone for double controller, and it makes sense why M42 have gone for a much more rounded, well opted for and tried and tested double, you know, duelist early on in Valorant. The double duelist was the name of the game in North America, and they really honed this out, especially on the map of Split. So no issues there. Yeah, I'm just a little bit icked out by Team Expert's choice, but if they show a great performance on defense, like I'm talking a 9-3, perhaps even a 10-2 is likely. If that happens, then okay, yeah, sure. I'll be satisfied. I'll be, you know, convinced that okay, it's fine. You know, they've gone for that. If they can't do that, if they can't achieve that, then I'll be more doubtful of how they're playing. Because right now, Emo, he spots him. He's going for the kill on the Soulmate. He drops down, but what he doesn't know is he's going into the Lion's Den. As Shaka, he looks to take the gunfight. 3 bullets, and Sam gets the headshot. So again, both teams, they have gotten a few kills here and there. One Killjoy gets rid of another, and we can see M42 back up again on mid, trying to take control, and they do have B Heaven control, but the thing is, the spike is still at A, and the spike can be dropped. Venom, he loses his life, the spike is there. M42, this has got to sting, this has got to hurt, because they are going to use up a lot of their time in trying to retrieve that one piece of utility.
Oh, Emo!
One
Almost
enemy
taken out there. Soulmate finds himself dead, and King is gonna trade back a 1 versus 1. It comes down to. It's all onto King. He's gonna trigger that nano swarm. That's gonna give a little bit of damage to Emo. He's down low. Time of the essence here, and it's gonna be King to win it out with a 4K in the very first round. It doesn't matter what the map it is. King is always gonna remain the king.
We have seen far too many clutches from him already, not just in overall in the 7 best of 3s or the 6 other BO3s that Exploit have played in season 3, or even in like other tournaments and stuff. But yeah, King just too many of those, and right now as well, converting that 1v2, isolating the gunfights as exactly what you should do in a 1vx scenario. Not a lot M42 could have done when they were taking duels like that. They're going to go on their complete eco, so just a bit of utility. Other than that, nothing for the side of the attack, as the defense prepare your usual anti-eco with Spectres in full armor, and they're ready to tackle on the situation head on and just get rid of all the attackers who are pushing through mid. It's a 5-man bottleneck here right now, and that's going to be the first kill. The spam fire is going through. Everyone is pushing in B main, and okay, Shaka and HSB, they just finish things off. So yeah, very quick round done.
Very quick round indeed, and I think M42 would have wanted the same. They didn't want to mess around. They want to go to the buy round. They want to make things happen, things set in motion. We've got them on the buy round right now. Full weaponry, full armor, full utility, everything that they need. On the side of TE, on the bonus, 3 players on the Spectre, King the only one on the rifle, and Shaka restored to just a Sheriff. As the side of M42 are now spread across the map. And they've initially found a kill within the first 5 seconds of the barriers closing down.
That is good, and they can capitalize off this kill even more. As a matter of fact, they exactly are. The spike is going over to A, and everyone on the attacking side is rotating over. Meanwhile, Exploit, they aren't changing a lot of their rotations. They've got 2 members on B heaven and 2 on the A bomb side, so they're playing the default split. They don't want to change up that a lot. Again, what we should have seen on Ascent, considering the amount of rotations that happened previously. But now here comes the execute. All the utilities being tossed. Everything goes in the bomb side. HSB, he gets 1 kill, drops the spike. That's the second. His teammate will also be helping him out. No, not for long. HSB is all by himself for the next 2 seconds. He tries to escape and he gets the headshot again. The triple kill with the Spectre right there onto Hyper. And that was the 4th with the pain shell, which I just completely realized right now. A 4K from HSB by himself, buys his team the round and buys his team even better guns. And buys M42 nothing because they've got nothing to, well, purchase things with.
Yep, a dominating first half start here for the side of TE. And they've even got upgraded weapons here. Economy is pretty much all around them. They're swimming in green cash. And Shooter has even picked up the operator. HSB with that 4K from the previous round goes straight on top of the board with 6 kills. As M42 yet again on an eco with a Hero Vandal on Hyper. Looking to find some sort of a fighting chance towards mid. Soulmate needs to be careful. Too many players to look at. He's gonna get away just when that wall falls down. As Hyper jumps up. All about timing here. Flash goes in. And TE run back. Oh, that grenade is beautiful. Hyper is gonna survive it though, but Shaka...
How did he do this?
What?
Oh my god!
Down A.
How are they allowing him to do this? Can he get the ace? Yes, he does. Shaka gets the ace.
The sounds of death. Doesn't matter if the Spectrum Phantom, Zed and Valorant might have collaborated, but Shaka is the orchestrator over here.
Again, composer, orchestrator, executor, everything. How are M42 allowing him to push up B main? This happened in the pistol round as well. Okay, granted, in the pistol round, he lost the gunfight to Sam, and he lost his life here at the watermelon area. But why are they allowing him to do that? Oh, he does this so many times, and they're just letting him, and it's resulted in an ace. And now Shooter's present on A main. He sees people dashing. He goes off by himself. The King is also holding the angle, but that was far too close. So M42, they've got good guns right now. They have the initial kill to their name. Things are looking good. You can take it passively. The spike has still not moved from deep mid. They can take it how they want, engage in gunfights to their own liking, and then proceed forward. They don't have to push things. They can slowly, but using utility, check angles and not die as Shaka. Just, I mean, yeah. Rips one person apart. Shooter takes his position. He spots another, misses his shot. So he's looking for another. There's the aftershock. He's holding the angle. He's got breach covered off, but he has the killjoy lockdown to worry about. And yeah, he's going to prioritize that, escape from it, and make sure he is not detained, as no one will be. Oh, except for one person, that's going to be Soulmate. But other than that, it's a 2 versus 4 retake for now.
It's gonna be 3 versus 4 pretty soon. The Soulmate is gonna come back to his senses. He's gonna go straight in towards the heaven side. The breach is towards ramps, and he could probably find him. But HSB is still on a roll. Sam's gonna take out the one person on ramps, and HSB looking a little too powerful right now for M42 to handle. He's great with the sky, but even better with the Raisin team. Gonna get another, and it doesn't matter that the breach ult comes in. Shooter's having him covered. He's looking for it. He's concussed, and he's gonna play around in the smoke. And what a round! The TE with number 5. What the hell is happening?
Okay, it's working. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't even Astra Viper that worked. It was just the 2 duelists staying alive till the end. HSV with 3 HP. And it works. Again, the satchel alongside the showstopper. The rolling thunder was used from Sam as well. He was holding the angle, but he just couldn't do it. He was like, okay, you know, Shooter, he's got the operator. I can try and kill him first and then isolate the gunfight instead of peeking from the right and trying to duel against HSB. But yeah, you know, no point judging what's happened, especially what was such a precious scenario. What we can focus on are, well, the kills that have been going on, and Team Expert just, having a flurry of those kills round after round. HSB, Shocker, both of them on top of the game, and M42 literally have no reply, no bit of retaliation whatsoever to counter what the defense is throwing at them.
Oh, shooter. A shoulder.
Blocking sight.
That's all he got. A whisker of a cat. That was his peak, but that's okay. He can still find his kills if need be. As Shaka, as good as he always has been towards this B main position, he's gonna hold it down with that Viper wall to his aid. While actually, two players from the side of M42 are making sounds towards A main, but the side of T are actually not buying it. They know it's a fake.
Yeah. Again, Exploit. I'm not really sure what happened on Ascent. Oh my god,
Wait,
just the
what?
idiots. How did
Even
it
Briggs
work?
is down to 1 HP. How is that?
Goodness me. He's going towards rafters. I don't think this will work out. Yeah, he's just stuck between a rock and a
30
hard place.
seconds
He
left.
can't escape from that. Yeah, he tries escaping, but no. Shooter punishes him. And M42, they are going to go for a B take. One of the very few times we have seen it. But look at through the smoke kills, Venom's there with the one headshot all by himself. The Nova has affected him, and Soulmate gets the headshot. So, yeah, Exploit just on the best game right now. This is how Exploit play usually against any sort of team. I'm not completely sure if this what happened on the map of Ascent. Perhaps that was the first map of the day. They surely must have played like individual warm-up and like a ranked game or two. But yeah, this may have been the first like professional broadcasted match they were playing today. They didn't have any other matches, so it could have been because of that. But no matter what it was, they still won Ascent. By the looks of it. And on Split, they just can't be stopped. So for
Get out
M42,
of my way.
thing is, damage control, try to win at least like 2 rounds on attack, and then once you're on defense, you can try mixing things up for yourself. As right now, it's going to be a thrifty round. Emo gets the first kill, and the Blade Storms try to work. However, before dying, King got another headshot, and he spotted the barrel of the gun. That's it. Just too cold with it. And Sam has got the AWP all by himself, but what can he do with it?
I'm not quite sure. Oh, what? Sam, you gotta break that down, my friend. You know it gives you damage. It's okay if you waste a bullet. You're gonna have a couple more to fire. But that's okay. Now, 7-0 up they are, by the way, CCV. 7-0. This is something that honestly I expected on Ascent, but for it to come on Split, it looks like the boys of TE have warmed up on Ascent, and now they're showing their real skill on the map of Split. And I've known them to pick Split as their map, right? In multiple BO3s. So this is clearly their home turf. It doesn't even matter that M42 picked it. TE are more than happy that they've seen this, because by the looks of it, I don't see this, ending anywhere from a dominating. Maybe a 9-3 is the best thing that the side of M42 can hope for. And
That's still unlikely.
best-case scenario.
Yeah, and it still feels highly unlikely it's going to happen. A 10-2 seems more possible. But at the moment, Hyper's pushed up, and he's just holding the angle. Shaka, the pain shields as well are going to damage him. Oh, just too good. Exploit. Too good.
Awareness.
Absolutely. And the toxic screen goes through. So yet again, M40 don't have, they can push up towards like A rafters, but they have no clue what they will be expecting as soon as they push up and as soon as they peek those angles. King is back up on his special pixel ADS angle. He'll be looking towards rafters as well. And yet again, M42 are using up a lot of time, but they have to start the execution. The showstopper can be the one bit of ultimate that will aid them in taking side control. But after that, as showstopper goes through, it gets them one kill. That's good. Rix with the follow through. So King is the only person in sight right now, and I don't think people may clear him out. He's checking the angles. He's still alive, and the spike is going through mid. It's a fake, but there are still people from Exploit on B. The Viper split can go through. Here's the operator. Here's the kill. And this can take a turn for the worst for M42. 14 seconds remaining. They've got to plant it. Emo, oh my god! No.
Don't miss those. You do not miss those. M42, it's just saddening, heartbreaking for them to finish off their journey in this form, in this fashion. I still remember their first match. You know their first match was actually on the map of Fracture. The very first match that they started on their journey in the TC Gauntlet, Season 3, was on the map of Fracture against True Rippers, and they got beat 13-2. I still remember that.
That's True Rippers,
Kind of
and
looking
this
at
is
same-
exploit.
Oh man.
Yeah. Any team that starts with a T, just absolutely, you can't do anything against them. Shaka right now, another
This
headshot.
guy is such a menace, man.
He pushes through things and he gets what he wants.
Remorse, no mercy, no fear, zero, nada. And even though he's gone down here, he's got support. You know, and this is not the first time, by the way. Shaka is the king of B main. And I'm not saying this just like that. I've seen him take 2 aces on that B main side, by the way. And there was this one match which I believe was, I don't remember who it was, but Shaka as the Astra found, I think, 6 first bloods. 6?
Yikes.
Yeah, as the Astra, he found 6 first bloods. Like, he just randomly sprays down through a smoke, finds a head. Just random.
And the thing is, M42 aren't even looking on the B bomb side. Like, it's not even one of their concerns. They're pushing on A and they're still getting punished. King! Oh my god! Nothing can stop him. Nothing can stop Team Exploit right now. That's a flawless round. That's a 4K. And that's round number 10. At this point, I'm not entirely sure what I'm watching. Is it Valorant or is it... I don't even have an analogy for it. Well, what's going on?
Placing alarm bot.
I have no idea. Absolutely no clue.
It's
10
a
and
speed
0.
run. Yeah, any percent split Gauntlet Season 3 speed run. That's what it is. That's exactly what Exploit are going for.
Well, there's nothing much for us to say, to be honest. I think we're just gonna have to see if this turns out to be 10-2, turns out to be 11-1, or a 12-0. And look at this, they're afraid of even facing Shaka. They know that even through the smoke, this guy, he knows, he basically sees through everything. He's got vision of the 10th sense. The Almighty, the Alpha and the Omega, Shaka himself. He has gone away from the B side, by the way. They immediately run back. They're like, oh, no, we cannot leave the B side alone. M42 have their own set of fakes that they create. And Soulmate still towards mid with his utility. Is trying to cause some problems, but nobody's there to find these problems.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to be an extremely one-sided execute. I think they're preparing for the toxic screen right now. That's what the pings are for. Or that can be the fault line as well. Oh, sorry,
Oh
the
boy,
rolling
here we
thunder.
go.
So it goes there, but Shaka is still alone, and I think that's enough of a statement of itself. Shaka can peek, now he dies by emo, and Hyper Sam, even they follow through. So this is good from M42. Shooters by himself, 1 versus 3 scenario, and he won't live. At least not for this round. So great stuff. Finally an execute that works out. They had to spend a lot of utility. They had to utilize the rolling thunder. But hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Alongside the fact that that was the penultimate round, you can use anything and throw anything at other opponents and see what sticks. Because at this point, economy and all that isn't going to be a major matter. So with that being said and done, heading into the final round of the first half, you've got rifles, you've got ultimates. Give it your level best M42 because I'm not gonna lie, I still think Team Exploit are in a far better position with how they've been playing in the flawless rounds and everything that they have been getting. But, well, we can still expect a sort of A take. There goes the turret. It spots one, and that's the kill from Shooter. He escapes safe and sound. The fault line might have affected him, but nothing else does. No bullets, nothing.
Hyper needs to be careful. Misses all of his knives. And that's gonna give away his death. King, a little bit of a whiff there, but he's still okay. And he's looking for more. And he will get it. This time he does not miss. He is looking for everyone. Okay, really? King, come on. That's just salt on the wound. As Sam, the last man left, lurking on A with nothing but the world against him. No spike. nothing in his hands. And he's gonna face Shooter, who is looking to give the finishing blow onto Sam. The only one that's gonna give it to him is King. Third kill for him, and it looks like at this point, the side of TE, they're fighting for who's gonna get the most kills.
Switching sides.
Because we're the best.
Um,
Any of you forget that?
Yeah, and I think they can already start making plans about the future opponents in the playoff stage, because that's exactly what they have to think about. There's no other point thinking about anything else other than that. M42, though they're trying their best, but Expert are just running away with it. And now the side swap has happened. Small glimmer of hope, I'm going to be honest, Universe. The tiniest glimmer of hope is there for M42. Maybe because of the compositions Exploit aren't as explosive or aren't as potent on the attacking side when compared to defense, but then again, they don't have to be. Compositions aren't what we've been talking for so far. We've been talking about the players, we've been talking about their performances, and that's exactly what's going to separate them from how M42 have been playing. You know, we've seen the scoreboard plenty of times. We'll see it once again after the map ends. And yeah, kills is exactly what's been going on, and already kills are going in favor of Expert as they get the initial frag of the round. Now they're following through with the execution. That's a second, that's the third. Only a single trade has happened from the side of M42. Other than that, all kills have gone in favor of the attacking side.
Oh, it's pretty much done and dusted here. 3 versus 1. Hyper, 44 HP. A dream that is going to be crushed right in front of his eyes, as will his skull. He's looking in every single direction, but he knows where he has to go. And where he has to go is towards the side of TE. 12-1. And this probably... And I want to say it's not. I really want to, you know, make a case for M42. But I think it was far gone the minute we reached that, you know, third round where they forced out that bonus. They won out round after round. I think that 3-0 was the last statement. After that, it's been the TE show.
I have to agree with you on that one, certainly. Yeah, Expert just ran away with it. And at this point, it's just how quickly can they finish things off. M42, they've gone to the first by nothing else. I mean, just go for whatever. This may be the final round of M42 we're seeing in the Season 3. So let's savor it. Emo, he gets the Marshall. Shooter still there. Both teams, they are on 4 members. But look at King. It's going to be his lurk play that can allow, especially with this info that Shooter has gotten, that there's someone on rafters. He's looking to kill him. He has plenty of people in his crosshairs, and that cross is doing a lot of work alongside the bullets that are being released from his gun and that are being fired from his gun. Everyone from M42 follows through, but Shooter lives, and Shooter kills an Exploit. They take it 13-1. A 4K to end map number 1. A 4K ends map 2. All headshots, all vandals.
Indeed. What a brilliant victory from the side of Exploit. 13-1. Just the one round given away. 2 was a little hard fought. M42, this is an unfortunate end to an unfortunate journey in the TC Gauntlet. They haven't been able to register a single win, and they're going to have to try and come back through the qualifiers yet again. But will they? We're going to have to find out in the next season when the qualifiers are going to be showcased. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this journey for both of them. Exploit will finish on the second position with 11 points, and M42 at the bottom of the table with 3. But let's have a look at the match highlights, or rather, I should say, Team Exploit highlights that are going to be coming up in just a bit, because there's nothing more I could see, to be honest.
I am not gonna lie, I have to agree with you on that one as well. I mean, there's just nothing to it. When your score is 13-1, when you've seen aces, clutches, and everything in the middle from it, it's just going to be Experts highlights and all of their kills. You know, they can very well use this as their own portfolio to be like, oh, this is our team, and the highlights will work perfectly for that very reason. HSB in this corner, he got the again. How hyper, he should not have missed that. I get, you know, playing against the satchel, tracking through, it's difficult, but that's why you have to do all those aiming activities and stuff. But other than that, Yeah, M42, great try. Hopefully, the next time we see them, they're going to be better. Ascent was a far better showing, and Ascent should be the benchmark that they should have set for themselves heading into the qualifiers. I'm certain that they'll have a strong chance to qualify for season 4. Like, they can beat a majority of the teams that will be signing up. By the way, anyone watching, if you think you can beat a lot of the teams, you can also sign up as well. Sign-ups are still open and they won't be closed for a bit. So season 4, get yourselves registered to play for that cash prize pool. But right now, yeah, I feel like M42, do they have work they need to do? Do they have mistakes they need to rectify? Absolutely, I'm not denying that. But at the same time, I'm thinking that, okay, they can leave a better mark come the next season, because we have seen these stages of improvement so many more times from so many of these teams that have been playing and that have been performing here at the Gauntlet, that the next time we see M42, it'll be a better showing than it was right now. You know, the showing 9 kills for Hyper, 220 average combat score, good stuff, but my eyes just go to Exploit and they just look over there and all the kills that happen on that side of the scoreboard.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really talk about here. King with 20, Shooter with 14, HSB with 12, Shaka with 13. Every single one player of the side of Exploit have done what they do best. That is dominate. As
Yeah.
M42, nobody even crossed 10. And that's never a good sign.
Uh-huh.
There could be worse ways to go, to be honest. There could be worse ways. The first map was really hard fought, but yeah, this is going to be the end of both of these teams' journey. One will end it on a happy note, the other has to come back yet again from the qualifiers.
I mean, it's not on the end of journey for Exploit. We will see them in the playoffs, and that's what I'm
Yep.
excited for. I mean, it's going to be Team A versus Team B. Gauntlet regular season is over, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who's watching right now. The regular season done. Now our teams have been secured. The playoff seeding will happen. Everything will go through, and that's exactly what excites everyone. You know, as if we weren't already aware of the 4 teams who were selected from the side of Group B, the group we have been seeing. We'll bring up the standings as soon as possible as well, and we'll talk about those. But other than that, it's really just been dominant showings from EXO and Exploit. You know, both these teams, they have played a lot, but right now, yeah, they have played a lot, they have won a lot as well, just like was the case with this best of 3. 13-9, like you mentioned, very, very close. It could have gone either way had M42 put in a little better of a performance in a few select rounds, where they should have just taken the win for themselves and they should not have given up. There were a few 5 versus 2s that they ended up throwing. That 1v3 clutch happened from King as well, and those rounds really should have gone the way of M42. But then again, what's done is done. You can only look forward, as everyone I hope was looking forward to Byte, but that won't be the case. Exploit, they finished this BO3 in a 2-0.
Yep. Let's have a look at the group standings, though, and finish it off. What we have seen for both Group A and Group B, both are going to be the last matches of both these groups are finished up, as EXO, Exploit, Valor, and True Vippers will be qualifying for the playoffs. And SAUL and God Particles will stick right where they are with the same number of wins, losses, and points. And RG Academy and M42 will be relegated. That is what all she wrote for us, ladies and gentlemen. The group standings and the group stages are officially done, dusted, and written off, and we move into the playoffs. Oh boy. Starting off with the last month of the year, we're going to start off with the playoffs. It's going to be a great month coming ahead because season 4 is just around the corner as well. We're going to be starting that off probably by the end of December, I should believe. But what a season this has been. We've had so many teams
Absolutely.
come in, go out, a couple of, underdogs performing in Group A. Here we've got Exploit come in with their debut season and beat out most of the teams. This was a group of death, by the way. And SAUL and God Particles are the ones who are going to be sacrificed along with RSG Academy and M42. But yep, that's how it's been written for us. We're going to see who's going to be facing off who in the playoffs really soon, ladies and gentlemen. Do not worry. The playoffs
Yeah.
are just a few days away, if not a few, maybe a day away, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. You never know. With the TEC Gauntlet, the action just never stops. And that's just going to be it for today, though. Me and CCB, we're going to take a break. We're going to see you all hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully, whenever it is the playoff start, we're going to be right back sitting here giving you all the top tier Valorant action of the region in the biggest Valorant event in South Asia. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what we provided, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell icon to keep yourselves updated with our little streams, because whenever we go live, you get to know and you watch all of your favorite teams perform at the top level. And don't forget, scan the QR code when it pops up, get yourself some Red Bulls, and that's what's going to energize you throughout the playoffs, because these players are going to have it. You're going to need it as well. And with that, we're going to be signing off. Thank you for joining us. You are watching the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, apparel partner 656, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and esports partner Aimlab. Happy gaming and good night.
One, two, three, let's go.